Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Anushka Dhoka, studying in second year MBBS at BJGMC Pune. I gave my NEET in September 2021. So in this video, I'd like to tell you about the strategies that I followed a month before my NEET to boost my score and maximize it as much as possible. So in this video, I'm not going to tell you how can you score above 600, 650. If you have studied for the whole year, then how can you maximize, enhance, optimize your score? That is what I'm going to tell you. And this is not going to be a magic trick, it's just going to be a strategies, and I would want you to stick till the end of the video because I'm going to tell you the mistake that I made in my NEET and I would not want you to make. In this very crucial period of last 1 month, what you should actually be focusing on is solving as many previous year question papers as you can. So when are you going to solve this? The time should be from 2 to 5 p.m. Okay? You have to sincerely sit down for 3 hours and solve the paper without cheating. So suppose it's your first day and you solve your first PYQ ekdam sincerely and then you calculate your marks. So is that enough? No, because these marks are not going to get you selection. You have to actually analyze the paper. And how do you have to analyze? Because you don't have that much time to analyze the complete paper, all the 200 questions. So what you have to do is, there are 3 types of questions that you have to analyze. The first type is, while you were solving the paper, you might have come across some questions which you weren't really sure about, you were doubtful about them, but you still marked them. So while solving only, you have to circle them because they are your guesswork. Okay? So it could either be right or wrong, doesn't matter, because while giving the NEET paper, if this question comes, you'll be doubtful. And our aim of the 1 month is getting as sure as possible. So the guesswork questions is what you have to focus on. Second is the wrong type of questions, the questions you go wrong in, and the questions you leave in option. The section B of each subject, you have the options, so you leave them. You have to just cross-check the answers for them as well. Okay? So this was about the questions you have to focus on. Let's talk about how to focus on subject-wise. So there are 2 types of subjects, theory-based subjects and numerical-based subjects. Okay, so for theory-based, it includes inorganic, organic and biology. For this, what are you going to do if a question among these 3 comes? You are going to actually, the biggest thing that you're going to do is open your NCERT, because at this point of time, you are not supposed to go outside NCERT, and any question, any line of your MCQ, you have to find the exact same line in your NCERT. And you have to read like related topics to it also, related important subtopics to it. Suppose a question of S block you went wrong in or you were not really sure about, read all those statements, mark them, because the questions you were not sure or you went wrong in, you'll remember them more vividly, okay? So these questions, you have to go through them. And if you realize that you're weak in a particular bio topic, in a particular chapter of biology, go solve chapter-wise questions, previous year questions for that. Okay? Then for numerical based, it includes physics plus physical chemistry. For this also, you're going to do the similar thing. Like, for this, it requires a lot of practice, right? So what you're going to do is, if you went wrong, left, or did a guesswork in a type of question, then solve similar type of questions. Suppose a question of rotational motion I went wrong in, I'll solve similar type of question to know how to exactly solve questions if this type of question comes in my NEET. So the key is solve similar questions. And if the topic is very weak, and plus analyze how much weak it is and how much weightage is given to that topic. If a lot of weightage and a lot weak, then what you should do is, you should solve chapter-wise PYQs for this particular topic. All this analysis is going to take time. So when are you going to do this? You're going to do this the second day. The second day is meant for analysis because that's really important. Without analysis, there is no point in solving your question paper. So like this, again, the next day, you're going to solve, the third day, you're going to solve your second PYQ. And this cycle continues till you solve as many question papers till a point at least you cover 6 to 8 papers, and which is going to take 12 to 16 days approximately. You can do this till a point you get confident enough for your weak topics. After you're done with this alternate day solving of papers, you can go for everyday solving of papers. In the last, so many days are left, and in last 2-3 days you can actually revise and brush up upon the quick points that you usually forget. Also, you have to focus on reducing your silly mistake, because there is nothing that you regret more than making a silly mistake. The topics, the stuff you've studied, but you still made a mistake in. So while you solve as many papers, aim at reducing your silly mistakes, okay? So finally, let's talk about the mistakes that I made. And I want to tell you this because I hope you can prepare for those in a month and avoid them. So the first and the very big mistake that I made was studying or solving my question paper in a very ideal environment. That means I used to sit in a room locked. No one was allowed to come or go. No noises around, under the fan, in a very ideal condition. The problem was my exam center is not going to be like that. So I was not prepared for studying with noises around. Or like, this is a very small thing you might think, but in my case what happened was there were 2 invigilators. They were talking so much with each other that I was getting distracted because of that, and I made some silly mistakes. This happened because I was not prepared. So I want you guys to be prepared for this by studying with noises around. And by noises I mean normal conversations, people allowed to come and go while you're solving the paper, then traffic noises, because these noises are mandatory and you cannot avoid them. So don't avoid them while solving your papers as well. Then second thing is solving the paper in exact 3 hours. I received my paper 15 minutes late, and it's okay. Everyone receives it 15-20, or your paper is collected earlier. So consider that you're going to get 2.5 hours only and solve paper in those 2.5 hours only. Like, you don't know how the invigilators can be. Okay? So this is also a very important point. And the most important and the biggest mistake I made while the paper was going on is, like, even though I was sure about the answer, I still thought that I'll reconfirm the answer later. So I marked it on the question paper, but I didn't encircle it on the MCQ sheet. I did this for bio. I solved it and I didn't mark it on MCQ sheet. And later in physics, I was short of time. This happened because you should not wait for reconfirmation. Whatever your first attempt is, whatever you think, unless you're not very sure, if you think that this is the answer, mark it, because you're not going to come back and change it. And if you do, like, there are going to be only 2-3 questions for that. You can leave those. But remaining all of them, you are not going to change each one of them. So it's better to just mark on your, after you think, this is the answer, mark it on your MCQ sheet. Do not wait for reconfirmation. You might not get time for reconfirmation. The answer you're sure about, mark it. And even if you're sure about it 80%, mark it, because it's less likely that you're going to come back and change it. So mark it on the MCQ sheet. And don't keep a long list of backlog, like you've solved 60 to 80 questions and you have not marked it on your MCQ sheet, because you don't know if the time gets over and your MCQ sheet is snatched, but you've solved all those and you could not get the marks just because you did not mark it on MCQ sheet. That's very bad. Like, you will feel very bad for that. So these are a few mistakes that I made, and I would not want you to. So be prepared for these mistakes, and I wish you all the very best. It's just 1 month left. Give your all, give your best. Like, you can actually achieve what you wanted to by strategically working towards it, doing smart work. Studying for long hours, for which I have made a video on, you can see in the I button. And I know you will do it. You've done all the efforts that has taken you till this point. And I would wish you all the very best, and you can crack it. Thank you for watching the video till the end. If there's anything that you would like to ask me, comment down below in the comment box and I'll get back to you.